Imagine taking a deep breath right now, closing your eyes and taking one step forward. When you open your eyes, your phone is gone, your shoes are gone. The floor beneath you isn't carpet or wood anymore. It is cold, wet grass. You look around, but there are no buildings, no roads, no streetlights glowing in the distance. There is only a vast, silent wilderness stretching toward a skyline you do not recognize. You have just stepped back 100,000 years into the past. At first, you might think you could survive pretty easily. After all, you are a modern human. You know about science, electricity, medicine, and building houses. You have watched hours of survival shows on your phone. But within the first 5 minutes, a cold realization is going to hit you right in the stomach. You are completely, utterly helpless. Think about your feet first. You are standing barefoot on rough ground, filled with sharp rocks, hidden thorns, and biting insects. Without rubber soles, every single step is painful. Then look at your hands. What are you going to eat? You cannot pull out your phone to order food. You cannot walk to a grocery store. If you want to eat, you have to find food yourself. But do you know which local berries are safe to swallow and which ones will melt your stomach lining in 3 hours? Do you know how to track a rabbit through thick brush without making a sound? Even if you manage to catch something, how are you going to cook it? You reach into your pocket for a lighter, but your pockets do not exist. You look around for matches, but friction fire takes hours of exhausting, blister-causing work with dry woods you do not know how to identify. And as the sun begins to dip below the horizon, the real nightmare begins. The temperature plummets. Without insulated jackets or wool blankets, the night air cuts through you instantly. But the cold is not what makes your heart hammer against your ribs. It is the dark. This is not the gentle dark of a modern bedroom with a nightlight or streetlights bleeding through the curtains. This is a heavy, suffocating blackness where you cannot see your own hand held an inch from your nose. And in that darkness, you are not the top of the food chain. Out in the shadows, things are watching you. Lions larger than any you have seen in a zoo. Cave hyenas with jaws strong enough to crush bone. Giant bears that track your scent from miles away. They have powerful night vision, thick fur, razor-sharp claws, and incredible speed. You have soft skin, no claws, terrible night vision, and nowhere to hide. So what do? You start running through the dark, praying you do not step off a cliff or trip into a predator's den. Suddenly, through the trees, you see a faint flicker of orange light. Smoke drifts through the air. You hear low, rhythmic voices speaking in a strange, guttural cadence. A fire, a human camp. Your heart leaps with relief. You rush toward the flames, expecting to be welcomed by fellow human beings. As you step into the light of the fire, a group of figures turns to look at you. They are dressed in rough animal skins. They carry long, hand-carved wooden spears, tipped with sharp stone points. They look at you, and you look at them. And that is when you realize something astonishing. Their brain size is virtually identical to yours. Physically, they are Homo sapiens, just like you. Biologist Dr. Evolutionary Anthropology studies show that if you took a baby born 100,000 years ago, put them in modern clothes, and raised them today, they could grow up to be an astronaut, a software engineer, or a surgeon. They are just as smart as you are, but in this environment, they are gods, and you are a child. They look at your soft hands with no calluses. They look at your weak posture. They notice that you do not know how to read the wind, smell water miles away, or hear a stalking predator in the brush. To them, you look like a strange, broken human who should not be alive. If you try to talk to them, you will hear complex vocal sounds, clicks, and hand gestures honed over thousands of years of shared survival. You cannot explain where you came from. You cannot explain what a smartphone is. You cannot explain electricity or airplanes, because none of those concepts exist in their world. If they decide to throw a spear at you, you die instantly. But if they decide to let you sit by their fire, you have just received the greatest gift in human history. Because out here, the group is not just company. The group is technology. The group is armor. Sitting around that fire, you watch them work. One person scrapes an animal hide using a razor-sharp piece of flint, chipped in seconds. Another person feeds the fire, keeping the glowing edge of safety pushed 20 feet out into the darkness. Anthropologist Dr. Robin Dunbar discovered that early human groups survived entirely because of intense social bonds and shared knowledge. Every single person in that group holds a library of survival information in their head. Information passed down verbally across thousands of generations. They know every plant, every river, every animal trail, and every weather pattern for hundreds of miles. You bring almost nothing to the table. Your knowledge of algebra, pop culture, and driving a car is completely useless here. Over the next few weeks, if you survive, your body undergoes a brutal transformation. Your soft skin blisters, bleeds, and eventually hardens into tough, thick calluses. Your stomach adapts to eating tough, charred meat and wild roots. Your senses sharpen until you can hear a dry leaf snap 50 yards away in your sleep. You realize that modern humans did not become dominant on Earth because an individual human was strong or smart. An individual human dropped alone into 100,000 BC is just prey. We survived because of the collective mind, because we learned to sit around a fire, share food, look out for one another in the dark, and pass our knowledge forward. So the next time you flip a light switch, put on a pair of shoes, or grab a meal from the fridge, remember what is standing behind you. You are not standing on your own strength. You are standing on 100,000 years of people who sat around a fire in the dark, held off the beasts, and made sure you would make it here today. And if you woke up back then tonight, your only goal wouldn't be to build a machine to get back to the modern world. Your only goal would be to find that fire and hope they let you sit down.